from the theme park capital of the world, bringing you the latest in theme park news. Welcome to the ThrillGeek Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this bonus episode of the ThrillGeek Podcast. I am Clint.
I'm Barry.
And Barry and I are just going to kind of get through a few things that we've been meaning to get caught up on. Kind of two topics. We're going to be talking about Disney Cruise Line news because there's been a lot of it. It's insane the amount of Disney Cruise Line news we've gotten in the past, month or so?
Yeah, about a month.
Would you say?
Yeah. Yes.
There's been a lot of really cool Disney Cruise Line news that we kind of wanted to discuss and talk about briefly. And then we're going to wrap it up with Barry's DVC trip that he did out to the new cabins out there at Fort Wilderness. And so I'm going to kind of let him at the end of the podcast of the recording talk about the new cabins and everything that he did during that trip. So I don't think we need to chit chat. I think we can just kind of dive right into the news.
Let's get
here.
going.
Let's get going. Let me bring up our articles here. First things first. We got an update on the Disney Adventure ship, which for those of you that don't know there's so many ships right now. I guarantee you I'm gonna mess these names up. There's a Disney Treasure, there's a Disney Destiny, there's a Disney. It's
Dream,
a lot right now. Like
Adventure.
I said, yeah,
Treasure,
Adventure. I think those are the two that I get confused. So the Treasure and the Adventure. But the Disney Adventure is the new ship that Disney brought from that company. I forgot what the name of it was.
Yeah, they went bankrupt, and they basically bought the ship, and they're now converting it to be a Disney ship, and it will be the largest Disney Cruise Line ship, too.
I saw it on Wikipedia. Did you see how much of a deal they got for that ship?
Oh, yeah, it was insane.
Like how many billions of dollars it was going to cost, and then Disney just swooped it in. I think it was something stupid like $30 or $50 million or something like that. I was like, whoa, Disney got a steal for this thing.
Yeah, they're obviously spending a lot of money to refit this for to become a Disney, and it's definitely based on this. Like we said, we're going to talk about it now. The different areas on the ship. This is really going to be probably one of the most unique Disney Cruise Line ships compared to all the other ones. Yeah,
they're going a very different route with this ship in the respect of theming, in the aspect of theming and just the different areas of the ship. Whereas, Barry, now that you've been on a Disney cruise ship, I've been on every ship except the Wish. The ships really don't have like themed areas, but not. It's kind of hard to explain. Like there's themed areas of the ship, like an area for adults. There's you got your shopping area. There's an area for teens. Yeah. But there's not really like Disney themed areas of the ship, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard for me to explain, but the Disney Adventure is going to be divided up into kind of themed sections based on imagination, discovery, fantasy, and adventure, which hence the name Disney Adventure. And for those of you watching the video version of the podcast, you can see here, this kind of gives you a representation, this kind of map, I guess you could say.
Yeah, they basically created for a park map for the cruise ship.
It's literally a park map of a cruise ship. I mean, you see Baymax, you see Avengers, you see Toy Story. So I'm going to kind of quick go through and go over the themed areas. The first one is the Power of Imagination. And this area of the ship is going to be called Disney Imagination Garden. And it says it'll be the emotional heart of the Disney Adventure, an Enchanted Valley charming garden, and open-air performance venue all in one. And then it says, inspiration from Moana on the high seas to Mowgli in the jungle, this imaginative gathering space will be guests' gateway to an unforgettable journey all their own. So it sounds like this is going to be the atrium.
I'm not sure if it's atrium or if it's going to be more like the some of the bigger Royal Caribbean ships have, where they're like Central Park area,
like the central inner section of the ship.
Yeah, it's like open. Like I said, it's open air. Like I'm sure a lot of this is going to be outdoors and covered, or just open air, and which with a ship this size, you're able to do something like that. So I think, like I said, this ship's going to be so unique compared to the other ones. And this is just this area alone is going to be really unlike anything any of the other ships have. So,
and then next is Discovery. It says, it will inspire guests to chase the horizon to see how far they can go. encounter the realms of Disney Discovery Reef, San Francisco Street, and Wayfinder Bay. Obviously, a nod to Moana. The areas inside the Discovery area are Disney Discovery Reef. It says families will shop and dine in an ethereal and ever-changing retreat evoking favorite aquatic characters such as Little Mermaid, Lilo and Stitch, Finding Nemo, and Luca. So we're going to see Luca on a ship finally, which is really cool.
No, I like the fact that this ship's going to have a lot of things the other characters that the other ships haven't had yet so far.
San Francisco Street will be a family entertainment area. It says a vibrant street market and boasting an assortment of interactive games and activities, shops, cinemas, and more. And then Wayfinder Bay, obviously the area inspired by Moana. It says guests will be called by the line where the sky meets the sea to an open-air oasis under the sun where relaxation and exclusive entertainment awaits. It says this sophisticated yet casual poolside retreat will reflect the Pacific Island-inspired artistry of Moana, offering some of the most stunning views of the seas and sky aboard the Disney Adventure.
Yeah, so it seems like even the pool area, I guess this is probably one of the pool areas with a ship this size. I imagine there's going to be multiple pools throughout the ship, but it sounds like maybe the main pool area is going to have its own specific theming, which, like you said, it's usually the other ships is just sort of a classical, evoking like an Art Deco theming of sort of a timeless theme of cruise ships throughout the years, whereas like this one's really going in that each area is going to have its own specific theme.
Very specific theme.
And like I said, it's a huge ship. So they have the space. There's going to be like a lot more shops, a lot more lounges, a lot more restaurants, a lot more entertainment venues because you have a bigger ship with a bigger amount of people. So you have to have more things for everybody to do each night.
And then there's fantasy. This area is going to include areas called Town Square, which will be a celebration of obviously Disney princesses. It says it will feature shops, lounges, cafes, restaurants, and entertainment venues featuring nods to Tangled, Cinderella, Frozen, Snow White, and the Seven Dwarfs, the Princess and the Frog, and more. And then obviously Disney Adventure will feature Marvel Landing area. It says heroes will unite in a destination for fans of all ages. As a celebration of Marvel's larger-than-life personalities, this area will offer Avengers-level adventure with all new attractions and experiences that showcase imaginative representation of guests' favorite superheroes. And then they're also going to have a Toy Story area called Toy Story Place. It says it's a whimsical interactive playland with themed food venues and water play areas where the world of Toy Story springs to life in surprising and inventive waves. Those are the themed areas of the ship. And then, the rest of the article just kind of goes over a basic overview of dining and everything. They didn't really get into those details yet. I'm sure those are coming at a later date. So,
I think people got to understand this ship is going to be a lot different, not just because of the size, but also it's sailing out of Singapore. There's going to be, here in the U.S., we consider Disney a luxury cruise line. There's going to be Singapore is known as a major destination, especially for people with money, so people are going to expect who book this cruise are going to expect a certain level of service, certain level of shopping, dining, etc. Mm-hmm. So it's like I feel like this ship's going to it's going to be a little bit higher up on the luxury scale compared to the other ships because that's the clientele that you're going to be dealing with out of Singapore.
Yeah. So. And then it says the Disney Adventure will be sailing in 2025, 3 and 4 night cruises from the Marina Bay Cruise Center for at least 5 years as part of a collaboration between Disney Cruise Line and the Singapore Tourism Board. And then they said more details about maiden voyages and onboard experiences will be announced at a later date. So there you have it. There's a quick update on the Disney Adventure ship, which will be sailing out of Singapore. Back here closer to home, we got announcements for some updates coming to the Disney Dream Ship, which is the sister ship to the Fantasy. Disney will be updating some of the kids' areas with Marvel Web Workshop. Obviously, a Marvel-themed area will be coming to the Disney Dream. The Tween Club Edge will be getting some new features, including access to an outdoor deck with a ball pit and recreational games. It says it'll also include a club lounge and dance floor for your tweens to enjoy. This is probably the coolest change the coolest announcement out of the changes coming to the Disney Dream. The funnel suite, the Dream Tower suite, which is up in the funnel, I believe it's the front funnel. It's like a massive 2-story suite on the Disney Dream and Fantasy. The suite in the funnel will be getting an overhaul themed to Fantasia, and its beloved sequence, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. And then they said enchanted brooms not included. It says it'll be full of gilded features that reflect the Disney Dream's Art Deco motif. The suite will immerse guests in Sorcerer Mickey's magic, including celestial-inspired surroundings, carpet design inspired by flowing water, and a chandelier reminiscent of his famous control of the waves. So that sounds really cool. And then a few of the other changes. The Concierge Lounge will also be getting an update. It'll now feature a space inspired by the animated movie Hercules. Disney Cruise Line says. It says the Ethereal Lounge will have light, airy details and rich colors inspired by the clouds of Mount Olympus, with hints of bright gold evoking the gates to the kingdom of the gods. And then they also announced some of the other things that they announced were updates to the spa area. Yeah. They said it'll have the check-in area will get a refresh, and they're also going to expand it to include new treatment rooms. And then a quick service dining option will also be coming up there on deck. Excuse me, up on deck 11, Cantina, which I believe is like a burrito, kind of like Chipotle almost.
Yeah.
Quick service area that I think that's on the Fantasy. I want to say one of the other ships has it, but it's a quick service kind of like Chipotle, like burritos and burrito bowls and that kind of thing. And then it says the Disney Dream will debut these enhancements in fall of 2024.
No, I was going to say it's not surprising. The Dream will be taking over Fort Lauderdale. That will be its new port, as the Magic will be moving on to, I believe, Australia, New Zealand. The Magic will be leaving the U.S. probably, who knows when it's probably not going to be back anytime soon.
Good thing we got on it when we did.
Yeah. So yeah, the Dream's taking over the cruises out of Port Everglades, and so it's not surprising that it's getting a little refresh, getting a little update, which they do throughout the years for these ships. Right before it switches to its new home port. So
give it a little bit of a facelift and a little bit of an update. The Dream was the one that we took the kids on, and we went on the 5-day one. And I think I like the Fantasy better out of these two ships, the Dream and the Fantasy. The Dream was still a great ship, but there's just something about the Fantasy that I can't put my finger on it, but I absolutely love that ship. I think just the overall design of the ship and just the vibe of the Fantasy was perfect. So we're staying here in Florida. We're now talking about the new ship that will be coming here. I hope you guys are keeping up with all this.
Literally Port Canaveral.
Yeah, Port Canaveral, the Disney Treasure Ship, which will be calling Port Canaveral home. They announced some new dining, culinary experiences, if you will, for the Disney Treasure Ship. The first of which is an Aristocats themed lounge called the Scat Cat Lounge.
Yeah.
It says it'll feature an assortment of hanging lanterns, and a paw print adorned baby grand piano will evoke the bohemian sophistication of the film's iconic character Scat Cat and his larger than life persona. And then it says a direct extension of the Grand Hall Scat Cat Lounge will also take design cues from the Grand Hall's Agrabah-inspired architecture with a complementary color palette and curated decor. And then it says symbols of cats will be all over the place. And then it says guests will encounter swinging live music and a delicious craft cocktail menu. If you want to go over the cocktails.
Yeah, I mean the creme de la creme martini, which is going to be cognac and chocolate into a rich creamy dessert cocktail that will be Reminiscent of the Aristocat kittens, Marie Toulouse and Berlot's favorite evening treat. Okay. The cat drink, which bourbon, Aperol, fresh lemon. So I guess it's sort of like an Aperol spritz. And that will come in its own special handcrafted drinkware that has an image of a cat, which we didn't put that in the article, but it is pretty cool looking. You can find it online. And then, Turkish tea experience, which is a tea-based cocktail, which will be presented in a bejeweled teapot and gold-detailed teacups.
I love your.
I don't know why I dropped into an accent.
The accent coming in there at the end of that. But yeah, Scat Cat Lounge sounds pretty cool. For those of you watching the video version, here is a concept artwork of it. There's the piano and it looks very loungish.
No, I was definitely impressed when this came out. When they showed this off, I was like, oh, can we please go on the treasure in December? Yeah. Because no, it looks amazing. And speaking of amazing, move on to the out of this world cinematic dining celebration is the Marvel dining, which made its debut on the Wish. We'll be getting a second show on this one, Marvel Celebration of Heroes Groot Remix. One of the reasons for that is this ship is going to primarily doing 7-night cruises. So the dinner shows do have sort of like multiple versions of each other. So you don't have to do the same dinner show.
Yeah.
Throughout the cruise. So the Groot Remix version of the Marvel Celebration of Heroes will begin as dinners partake in a celebration honoring the many superheroes who keep the world safe. The story will unfold on screen when Groot takes over the proceedings and brings the party to a next level like only Groot can. And I'm assuming based on this, it's based on the concept art, it's Baby Groot because,
yeah,
everybody loves Baby Groot.
Baby Groot has that extra adorableness to him, so that makes sense.
So throughout the evening, guests will eat to the beat of an awesome mix of hits from decades past and have a chance to test their knowledge in the Marvel universe of activities for the whole family. And you guests on the Disney Treasure will still experience the Avengers Quantum Encounter, the dining adventure that debuted on the Wish, which follows Ant-Man and the Wasp as they work to protect their new quantum core technology. So, like I said, it's a 7-night cruise that this will primarily be doing. So it's nice to see that they're going to be able to switch up the dining a little bit. So you're not having, not that I wouldn't mind it. Like when we saw the Rapunzel's, the Tangled dinner show on the Magic, I would have perfectly been fine watching that again on another night.
That was so
good.
It
was so good.
That show was so fantastic.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the dining on here on the 7 nights, because obviously you're going to hit the main restaurants twice, and be interested to see if they, like, for your final night or one of your nights, you get to pick and choose between which place you want to go to. Who knows?
Where you want to go, yeah.
It's going to be nice to see, like you said, it will make the 7-night cruise a little bit more. You got 2 different versions of a show to look forward to. And speaking of the other dinner show,
you're a huge Coco fan, so why don't you go ahead and chat about this one
let's
too?
Like one of the things about the Magic was like, oh well, we get the Tangled show, but we also get the Tangled dinner adventure. But on Treasure, and this makes me want to go on the Treasure, there is Plaza de Coco. You'll be able to dine twice, and from what we've been told, there's 2 unique versions of the show. Of the show that will occur, of the food and the entertainment that will occur during your voyage. All this food looks good, but that's let's see. Some of the appetizers are chorizo street croquettes, which that sounds very appealing. The abueta, I just screwed that up. Abuelita Elena shrimp diabla with chipotle sauce, cilantro, pickled red onion, and toasted baruts. Some of your main courses will be anything from a pan-seared adobo spiced sea bass. Oh, yeah. I'll have that. Luisa's polo asado, which is a Mexican citrus chicken.
The blistered poblano pepper stuffed with, what is that, oaxaca?
Oaxaca cheese and green rice.
Cheese.
That I'm
really
guessing.
good.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's the vegetarian item. But I do find it interesting the 2 different seafood items on this, because there's also a grilled snapper. That sounds good, with fried yuca, refried beans, baby spinach.
Yeah.
And then the desserts, margarita lime cheesecake. Yes.
Yeah.
With a
Mexican
sea salt shortbread and raspberry agave margarita. Topping, Mexican chocolate tart. And of course, there has to be a tres leches cake.
Yeah.
But this is a coconut tres leches cake.
Yeah.
With dulce de leche ice cream. So, yes to all of that. That sounds amazing. I mean, who else would want to go to a dinner show where you can eat food and probably cry at the same time?
Yeah.
Which you can at the Tangled show too. So.
Yeah. And then wrapping up the Disney Treasure food culinary additions that they announced, they also announced a little treat stand that'll be on board the ship called Jumbo Sweets. And there you'll be able to grab a variety of sweet treats, from cookies and probably cupcakes and all your different popsicles and all that sort of stuff. They're going to have the Judy Hopps carrot cupcake, the Nick Wilde raspberry and cream cupcake, the Paw shortbread sandwich, which sounds really good. It says 2 paw-shaped red velvet shortbread cookies filled with vanilla frosting and dulce de leche will be decorated with red fondant and served on a wooden stick to resemble the icy treat from the film. There will be a mango leopard cake sickle, a carrot chocolate a crop of 3 carrot chocolate covered strawberries. Those will be served over cookie crumble soil and decorated with piped stems made of frosting. And then last but not least, each Zootopia chocolate bark postcard will represent a beloved character from Disney's Zootopia and carry its own distinct flavor. And it'll feature an assortment of dry fruits, nuts, and sprinkles in a delicious dark milk or white chocolate treat. So there you have it. Those are just a few probably of the culinary additions coming to the Disney Treasure. And then obviously the Disney Treasure will be making its maiden voyage. The 7-night cruise, as Barry said, will set sail on December 21st, followed by a season of 7-night itineraries to the Eastern and Western Caribbean from Port Canaveral. Anything more about that, Barry, before we move on?
No, I think the sweet shop is going to be the upcharge. Sweet shop, which each ship has.
Yep, the ice cream.
Not that the regular desserts aren't amazing, but it is nice to it is nice thing on the Disney cruise. I mean, it's most cruise lines, but to have there's some, and the prices usually aren't that bad.
Yeah.
For the upcharge cupcakes
when we went on the Disney Dream with the kids, they had the Wreck-It Ralph themed one. Penelope Sweets or something like that. Something like that. And they had a thing in there. It was almost like the kitchen sink sundae, the giant sundae. And I think that thing was only like $13 or $14.
Yeah.
It was
opposed to 25.
As opposed to probably $20-$25 you'd pay for it in the parks. So we walked in there and I was like, oh, that's cheap. I was like, let's get it. So all of us are diving into this giant tub of ice cream. So
everything they've shown with the dining so far on the Treasure looks just amazing.
And then to top it all off, we got our Haunted Mansion.
Yes.
So
if we get on that ship, they're going to be there's just going to be a line of people every day.
Oh,
morning.
Yeah. They're going to do virtual queue for the Haunted Mansion.
You watch
the lounge. So all right, wrapping up the Disney Cruise Line news.
Probably the most shocking news of all.
Yeah. Tokyo Disney announced that a Disney cruise ship is coming to Japan. And what was really interesting about this at first was I got the article up, and then I went back and I read it. And I know I haven't changed the title of this article. The headline is, if you read it very carefully, Disney Cruise Line is not mentioned at all in the press release, which is really interesting. So it seems like Tokyo is taking a very we kind of want to do our own thing, but we want approach to it.
OLC has, I guess, the rights to something like that. Anything Disney in Japan. So
yeah.
This OLC, who runs Tokyo Disney, will be running this. Obviously, Disney is going to be designing the ship to their specifications, because this will be built for Japanese audiences. Not that I'm sure you probably won't be able to book, and I'm sure there will be Disney fans throughout the world who book on this ship. We talked about how the Adventure is one of the most unique ships. This is going to be an incredibly unique ship because it's, like I said, it's designed.
It's OLC. It's Tokyo Disney.
Yeah. So.
It says OLC will operate a new Disney cruise ship to be registered based in Japan year round. The ship will be constructed at Meyer Werft Shipyard in Papenburg, Germany, with imaginative designs created by Walt Disney Imagineering. A sister ship to the popular Disney Wish. It'll feature many guest favorite venues and experiences from that ship with select modifications specially designed with Japanese guests in mind. It is expected to be approximately 140,000 gross tons and powered by liquefied natural gas with about 1,250 staterooms. And then it says, more details about the maiden voyage itineraries and onboard experiences will be announced at a later date. This came out of complete left field. I don't think anybody was expecting Tokyo Disney to announce a cruise ship.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited to see what they do with this ship because, as we all know, anything Tokyo Disney does is next level. So the fact that they're going to be able to get their hands on a cruise ship, I can't even begin to imagine what's going to be on this ship as far as the dining experiences, the entertainment. It's not a theme park, so they can't go and build, Tokyo Disney is known for their absolutely amazing, incredible rides. But I'm very curious to see where they go with this, where they go with this ship, and how they give it that Tokyo Disney touch.
Yeah, and it's going to have to be built to handle everything from obviously the heat of the summer, but also it gets cold in Tokyo in the winter. So the ship's it's gonna be interesting to see, like I said, how certain things are, because it's basically going to be able to, a lot like the Alaska cruise ones, have to be able to handle everything from hot to cooler weather. So it'll be like I said, this will end up being a very unique ship because there will be certain things designed for the Japanese audience, but it will be a sister ship to the Wish. So.
Yeah, which was really interesting. This isn't going to be a completely new ship. They did say, as I just read, it's going to be a sister ship to the Disney Wish, so it's going to resemble the Wish, but they did mention that they're going to, tweak and finesse things to Tokyo, to OLC, Tokyo Disney Resorts.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this will be the last ship from that version of the ships.
Yeah.
So it's and also, I imagine probably the last ship for a little while, unless they eventually retire the Magic and the what's the other original one? The Wonder,
the Magic.
But they're moving them to other places they haven't been before. So we will see.
So there you have it. That's getting caught up to date on Disney Cruise Line news. I mean, we just spent half an hour talking about Disney Cruise Line news, and it needed to happen because, like I said, within the last month, they've just been, all this Disney Cruise Line news has been coming out, and we wanted to kind of share.
Well, we warned you last podcast was all Universal. This one, all Disney.
Yeah, like I said, this is definitely a catch-up episode. So, all right, we're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna kind of let Barry. Disney invited us. Barry out. I say us as in ThrillGeek. Disney invited ThrillGeek out. Disney Vacation Club, I should say, invited ThrillGeek out to experience and stay at the new Fort Wilderness cabins, which are now open. Correct?
Yes, they are They are open,
partly.
but partly. I believe they're not open to book for general public till the end of September. And even then, I think I looked at the time, and the earliest I could even see any be able to book is like sometime in November. So but they're in the process of taking out all the old cabins and replacing them with these new Disney the cabins at Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort, a Disney Vacation Club experience, I believe.
There you go.
Or destination, one of these.
So tell us what you think of the cabins. I mean, try and give it perspective from me, somebody with kids, and kind of what you thought of it too.
The cabins are really amazing. They're a great mix of modern, rustic, and also that mid-century modern look that so many people like. Compared to the old cabins, which I've never stayed in, but just based on what the description, you have a full kitchen in these cabins. which is something you didn't have.
Fully stocked.
Fully stocked.
Not with food, with utensils. I mean,
with utensils and everything you need to make a meal. Which if you watch our vlog, we actually made a meal. It is a fully functioning kitchen. Got everything you need from oven, stove, microwave, refrigerator, freezer, dishwasher. There's even a Keurig coffee maker. There's a combination Keurig and regular coffee maker. Let's get to we're showing the bathroom area right now. The bathroom is great because there's a split sink. You got a sink vanity area on the outside, and then you got a walk-in shower, sink and toilet on the inside part. This cabin holds up to 6 people, so that's, having that extra sink out there is very important.
Yeah.
Just so multiple people can be getting ready at the same time. Like I said, also in the bathroom is where
good old ironing board,
vacuum.
That's cool.
Broom and dustpan, a collapsible laundry basket. Then of course, they do provide you with a hair dryer and everything. And of course, there's a table that seats 6. Also in the living area is your sofa. It's not a sofa bed. It actually converts to a Murphy bed. It literally comes down from the wall and turns into a full-blown queen-size bed.
Oh wow.
Using about the same mattress that's in the main bedroom. And the main bedroom has a queen-size bed and 2 bunk beds.
I don't know if you pan around here with our video with the
You'll see
YouTube.
it.
Yeah, there it goes. I got very Galactic Star Cruiser vibes from these. When I first saw these bunk beds, I got very Galactic Star Cruiser vibes from them. I don't know if anybody else did, but I don't know if they got
I felt it was interesting that they put the bunk beds in with the main bed.
Yeah.
If there was my one pet peeve, I would have rather had a slightly smaller main bedroom and just have its own bed.
Yeah.
And maybe the bunk beds were off the living area. I don't know. It's hard to say how that would have worked too either.
Coming from a parent with kids, I don't want my kids sleeping.
No. I would almost say I would put the kids in the bedroom and you sleep in the Murphy bed.
Yeah.
Because it's a queen size bed. Like I said, it's the same mattress as the other one.
Yeah.
The cabin's incredibly nice. It's really well appointed. I can see I wouldn't want to stay with 6 people in there, but I can see a family staying there perfectly fine. It is interesting that the bathroom is all the way on the other side, which was, interesting when you had to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Kind of had to
having
run
to walk all the way
trailer.
across the cabin.
Run across the whole cabin.
And there's a deck with a table with benches, and then 2 really cool Mickey chairs. You also have a charcoal grill, so you can grill out, and there's space for parking to park your car or your rental golf cart, which they gave us a golf cart.
And so it works with your key card.
Yes.
And
every window except for one in the bathroom had a blind that came down, so you can have as much sunlight as you want in there, or at least amount of sunlight as you want in there. So it's very, and that's the other nice thing is it's very, the amount of windows you had, and it's a tilted roof.
Yeah.
You get all that sun in, and it's very bright. It's not dark.
A lot of natural light.
A lot of natural light. All the natural light you want. And if you want to know more about the cabins, we do have a review that I wrote up on our website that goes into a little bit more detail about everything that's in the cabin. Staying at Fort Wilderness, I now understand why a lot of people like to stay there. Because
you get it now?
It's way more laid back. You don't really feel like you're at Disney World when you're there.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're just sort of in some campground somewhere.
You're out in the campground, yeah.
It's so much fun driving the golf cart around.
Yeah, Disney gave you guys a golf cart, which was
I know.
amazing.
Those normally start at $65 per day, or per night. I can't recommend it enough. It was a blast to drive the golf cart around if you can afford it.
Yeah.
And it's way easier getting around on the golf cart. There is the shuttle bus system, which will get you around the campground, but it's so much more fun driving a golf cart around.
It's a golf cart. Come on, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a golf cart. It goes about 10-15 miles an hour. It's just so much more fun.
Yeah.
And we got to do. There's so much stuff to do there on top of the 2 pools, including one of the bigger pool that has like the slide in the water play area. We got to do thanks to Disney, we got to do the horseback trail ride, which was a 45-minute trail ride through the woods, and that was so cool.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that hard to get. They make it so easy for you to get on the horse, and the horses are used to riding the trail. You got to direct them a little, but for the most part they move along. It's just neat taking a trail ride through the woods.
That's cool.
We got to do the canoe, which was a little bit more harder and complicated.
Canoeing's hard. If I have the choice between canoeing or kayaking, I go kayaking. Canoes are hard.
I probably would have picked the kayak in hindsight, because they did have like a 2-person like kayak we could have taken.
Yeah.
It took a little bit to get used to it, and the going through the canal around Fort Wilderness, it does take like an hour.
Yeah.
It is a little bit of a journey. Is
that pretty much only where you're allowed to go, is in that canal?
There's basically a circular canal. There's basically you go one way and you make it all the way back. There's parts of it you feel you are out there, and it's very, when we get to one part, and I believe it's in the part 2 of our vlog. It's very quiet. Like, I was shocked that we got to one part and it was just like, you feel like, you're out in the woods.
You're out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. You posted a clip on the ThrillGeek Twitter.
Yeah.
It was very quiet. Like, it was very quiet.
It's very quiet in the one section.
It didn't sound like you were at Walt Disney World at all.
No.
Like, you didn't hear buses and all this background noise.
That's the thing about that you don't feel like you're at Disney World.
Yeah.
It's just much more laid back. Was way more relaxing. We didn't go to the parks the entire time we were there. We could have. We just decided to take it easy. And of course we got to check out Crockett's Tavern and Trails Inn, which are really good. Crockett's Tavern's very good. The Moonshine Flight is really good. And some of a lot of these things you can go as a day guest and enjoy. You don't have to be a guest at the resort. And we got to do the Hoop-de-Doo musical review, which it's wild that it's celebrating its 50th year.
That's crazy, yeah. I saw somebody post it, and I was like, 50, wow.
Yeah, 50 years.
I guess it
obviously
makes sense.
Not nonstop, but 50 years total.
Yeah.
I mean, it's believe the longest running dinner show in the United States. It's still fun. I hadn't been to it in years. It's still fun. The cornbread's still good. The fried chicken and the barbecued ribs were great, and of course the strawberry shortcake. All of it was amazing, and the show's still fun.
Yeah,
it's corny, but it's fun. The performers are so amazing.
Yeah, they definitely make the show.
And if, like I say, you'll see the vlog. We lucked out since we were one of the few cabins that only had 2 people, so we got to sit in the front row.
I was gonna say, you guys got like front row seats, didn't you?
Yeah, well, because they have 2 tables up. There's 2 tables up front where there are only 2 seaters.
Yeah.
So we lucked out and got to be like right up front, which was great because
that's awesome.
Because there was a couple of points in the show where the performers were like interacting with us because we just happened to be in the front row.
Yeah.
But yeah, the show's still so much fun, and it's, for what you get, it's not that bad of a price, especially if you go to like the early show. And if you go up in the balcony, it's not that bad of a price for what you're getting. You're getting all you can eat food, and it's actually, the price isn't that much more than some of the character meals now. So it's a fun time. If you have the opportunity to do it at least once, I definitely recommend it. It's some, we know some people who go, like, every time they come, they go to that show, and it's a blast. So overall, we loved Fort Wilderness. Would love to stay there again one day. The cabins actually started, I think, around a little over $500 for like non-DVC members, which for a cabin that holds 6 people on Disney property, this is not a bad price.
Not that bad, really. Yeah.
And like I said, if you want a more laid-back vacation, as many people know, Fort Wilderness is where to do it.
Yeah.
It takes you may take you a little bit longer to get around. You can take a boat to Magic Kingdom. You obviously have to take buses to everywhere else, but that's most of the Disney resorts. But
Yeah,
we loved it.
You have to take a bus pretty much at any of the other resorts, so you know it's not that much different. So yeah, no, I love Fort Wilderness. You know, I was bummed I wasn't able to stay at the cabin, but we had to take our boys up to camp up in North Carolina, so I was up in the real mountains. So hopefully one day soon I'll be able to get out there with the kids and check out one of the new cabins because it sounds like it's an absolute blast. And,
yeah, we did the Chippendale campfire sing along, so that was
it
was cute. We didn't stay for all of it, but it was neat to make s'mores.
Yeah, good old s'mores.
So it was you know, and the hilarious thing is it's sponsored by Off, so they give you they pass out packets of the mosquito wipes, which you need.
You live in Florida, you need mosquito repellent.
It's like it's sunset and it's in Florida,
and it's in the middle of summer right now. It's
and
July,
you're also near water. It's like yes, you have to wear mosquito repellent. So
that's probably one of the best sponsorships Disney had for Fort Wilderness.
But it's fun, and then if you want to stay later, that's also where they do the movies at every night. So it's, you know, like I said, it's a nice, neat, laid back thing. We didn't get to do everything there, but I would love to go back there one day. But yeah, if you want to learn more, we have a 2-part vlog on our YouTube channel. We have the tour of the room. Also on our YouTube channel, we have a review of the cabin on our website, and coming soon there will be a review of just staying at Fort Wilderness. So
yeah, so make sure you guys check out all that. Like Barry said, we've got several. He's got part 1, part 2, and a separate tour of the cabins up on our YouTube channel. So if you guys want to check,
you want
to
watch Sin and me like failing at canoeing, and
hey, so yeah, make sure you guys check that out, and make sure you're subscribed there too while you're at it, and you have the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any of our future video uploads. And yeah, so I think that's it. I think this was a good catch-up episode that we needed to do. We will be back. HHN's cranking out the scare zones this week and the entertainment stuff. I don't know what else we're going to get. I don't know if we're going to get food this week or if that's going to come separately. So that'll obviously be our next main episode. We will probably have Janine back for that one. So yeah, look for that one probably sometime next week. And then we should be, I say caught up, but we'll be back to a normal schedule until things really start cranking again for HHN, which starts in a month and a half.
Yeah, we say caught up, and then it's like, oh yeah, we have to do an HHN preview episode, and then who knows what else gets announced between now and then of anything. Oh yeah, D23. So it's we already know. It's like, well, at least maybe this year we'll be able to get the HHN preview episode knocked out sooner since we have all the information sooner.
Yeah, the announcement season's been interesting.
Fingers crossed D23 is actually going to be a lot of stuff announced. Maybe.
Yeah, we will definitely do a D23 reaction episode for sure. And that may be one of the ones I know we've discussed going back to live streaming the podcast. Nothing official yet. We are in early talks about possibly doing that, so that might be one that if we do bring it back, we do it for the D23 one. So anyways, guys, Barry, do you want to tell everybody where they can follow you online?
I'm at Culture and Thrills on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Threads,
you want to
Blue
do
Sky.
Your usual fade off into the sunset that you usually do.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky. Threads.
I don't even remember the last time I posted there.
I haven't posted on Blue Sky in forever, so the ThrillGeek or my personal one. So you can follow me if you guys want to follow me on my personal accounts at IMCG83 on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, make sure you're following ThrillGeek across all of our major social media platforms. Anything else, Barry?
Visit ThrillGeek.com for the latest in theme park and pop culture news.
Yes, sir. So, alrighty, guys, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate you guys. And like I said, we will see you here back for our next episode, which will be our HHN Scare Zone news. And it'll be an HHN episode.
Whatever.
So whatever episode for HHN.
Construction. So, we got to go out and shoot a construction video.
Yeah, so. We're getting to the point where our first HHN construction video will have to be coming here soon. So, look for that also as well. So, anyways, guys, take care. Be safe, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
See you soon.
Bye.